Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, online friends.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. I, Toastmaster Shri, your Sergeant at Arms, and I welcome you all to the meeting number 562 of our Invictus Toastmasters Club. So before I start, I would like you all to join me in giving a huge round of applause to all our fulgent role players, participants, and winners of table topic contest. One more big achievement for all of us. We have achieved a remarkable milestone of becoming 10 out of 10 distinguished club. So please, huge round of applause. Just like a strong building made brick by brick, every meeting added one brick for this achievement. And no building rises in a day. Our meeting has achieved this success step by step, day by day, and meeting by meeting. Just like author Robert Collier beautifully said, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. And now, as your sergeant at arms, I will take you to the guidelines. 4 shining core values. Toastmaster stand strong on 4 shining core values. Please put your hands like this and repeat after me. 4 shining core values: integrity, respect, service, excellence. And the mission of Toastmaster is to provide a positive and supportive learning environment to its members to develop their communication and leadership skills. And now, for a smooth, benevolent, positive, and productive meeting, there are some housekeeping rules we all must follow. Number 1, as Toastmaster, we avoid discussing topics like sex, politics, and religion. Please refrain from speaking if someone is here delivering their speech or explaining any rule. Please keep your mobile phones on silent mode. Online friends, please add DM, TM, guest before your name and your role next to it for easy identification. And please mute your mic if you are not speaking, and please keep your cameras on while you are speaking. Next point, here, Toastmaster, we are Toastmaster. Please appreciate everyone. Clap wholeheartedly after every performance. And handshake is a must here. Handshake when you're coming on and off the stage. First handshake means all the best. Second handshake means well done. And last point, if you have any technical problem, please feel free to contact our tech master or host of the meeting. And now it is my great privilege to welcome our hard-working presiding officer. She works as a medical content manager by day, and she transforms into a passionate research scholar by evening. She is a voracious reader. And most beautiful thing is that she shares her knowledge with all of us with great energy and openness. And that is wonderful. So please welcome Toastmaster Dr. Sangeeta, our presiding officer, with huge round of applause.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shri, our Sergeant at Arms, who every Saturday makes me anxious because I also don't know I do so much. Thank you for helping me with that. Let me start with something very important, but before that, do you know which number of meeting we are having in Invictus today? Everyone can shout, even I want to hear from the online members.
562.
562.
People would definitely know. Yes, in 562nd meeting, how many lives we have changed? Do you know? We cannot count because it's priceless now. So welcome to 562nd meeting of Invictus Toastmasters. And before I start with anything, let me share some announcements that are very much important. When Risaal rolled out the poll for who wants to participate in ISC or International Speech Contest, there were very limited people. And a lot of people wanted to continue their level 2 so that they can participate. So right now, I just want to ask how many people would want to participate the ISC contest? Okay. Please raise your hands. Yes. What about Laksh?
I'll be CUA that time.
You would be? Acha.
CUA,
Okay.
sorry.
On 7th of
Yeah.
March. Okay. And what about online members? How many of you want to participate? Just don't think about the levels at this moment. Just tell me how many people want. Okay, Jagdish is there. And how many people are raising their hands? What about Deepak?
No, I will be not in Delhi at that time.
Okay. What about Tanishk has joined? Tanishk would be okay. Tanishk has already raised his hand before. Okay, so there are few people who wants to complete their level 2. Therefore, I have requested the directors that can we postpone, and yes, they said yes, just because we have completed our goals. Therefore, we have this upper hand that we can request, and that is why we are postponing it to 7th of March so that more people can participate. So this was the first announcement. Now that a lot of people wants to participate, why not begin from now? Therefore, today I bring a nice challenge for all of you. I want 5 volunteers. 3 can be from here and 2 can be from an online members. 3 volunteers. That's a challenge. Say yes to all challenge. Yes, Sunny, please. Yes. We have 3 come. And I want 2 participants from online meeting as well. Okay, Jagdish and Bhavani. Okay. So here is the challenge. I would give you a sentence and you have to enact with different emotional lens. For example, the sentence is, I lost my car. Now, if I want you to say in a way that you're happy, how would you say? If I want you to say in an angry tone, how would you say? And these are certain emotional lens that we would find out. So the first sentence is, I am stuck in a traffic. And Toastmaster Rajendra, please come here so that people can also see and enact in a way that you're very happy that you're stuck in a traffic. Yeah, just the line, but in a very happy tone.
Oh wow, I am stuck in the traffic. Now I have a lot of time to prepare my speech, read a lot of stuff, and make notes for my upcoming webinars. Wow, it's a wonderful opportunity because I don't have to do my household chores. I'm free. Wow.
Thank you. Okay, and Tisha. Again, you have the same words. I am stuck in a traffic, just this sentence, but you have to enact that you are surprised but sad as well. You are surprised but sad as well. I am stuck in a traffic.
What? I'm stuck in a traffic? Won't be able to attend Toastmasters meeting then today. Spending. Then I have to spend in my room. For what reason?
Good. Amazing. I just love how she went, oh, I'm stuck in a traffic in the surprising tone, and then came down to the sad tone. And that's how we are all prepared for ISC. That's what I already stated. Now we would like to take one, okay, from online members. Toastmaster Bhavani, you have the same set of sentence. I am stuck in a traffic, but in a furious manner.
Okay. I am stuck in a traffic. I'm getting mad. Oh my God. This honking. When will it stop? I'm stuck. Over
Thank
to
you.
you.
Okay, thank you. your emotion is, there are three emotions together. One is you're extremely happy, but suddenly you're extremely sad, but you are also very neutral about it. I am stuck in a traffic. So first is you're extremely happy, then suddenly you're sad, but now you're neutral.
I'm stuck in a traffic, but I will miss my Toastmaster meeting. It will be fine. I can attend it on my phone.
Wow. This is actually a challenge. We don't really happen to have.
Oh, I got injured.
Oh.
It's fine.
Okay, now Toastmaster Jagdish. Do you want an easy one or a hard one?
Anything.
Anything? See, that's the power of our club. Well, let's go for you're extremely emotional about it, but at the same time, you want to make yourself organized and do not want others to know that you're very emotional. And the
Okay.
sentence is, I am stuck in a traffic.
All right. Oh, I'm stuck in traffic. I will not be able to attend the meeting that I have in office. But no problem. I can take it from my laptop. But it's the network is also not good. Let's see. I mean, I'll manage somehow.
Wow. So this is what you actually learn in Toastmasters. You do not be scared of the challenge. You just take it and apply it. And that is why I'm so thankful for all the guests as well. So we have a lot of guests I can see even online and offline as in person as well. So could you just come and introduce yourself and where are you from? How did you come to know about our club? And what are your expectations from here? Please.
So it is said that it's never too late to begin. But in my case, it would be like it's never too late to restart. Hello, fellow Toastmasters, and my name is Paras, and it's like 11 years of work experience in supply chain industry. So I got to hear about this club from various online platforms, and I would say this is not my first Toastmaster journey. I've already been a part of a professional Toastmasters club in Mumbai. That was called Journalism Toastmasters Club. That's covered in the District 98. So that was way back in 2017. And now today I'm here to restart my journey. That's in 26. So I know it's not too late because life is very long. So I'm here to restart my journey. I stay very close to this club. It's in Budhe Park, and I am very much, looking forward for this club to collaborate and integrate. And moving forward, I would like to more have, to articulate my thoughts and to have this impromptu speeches. I'm looking forward for that from this club. Thank you.
Now, you are a new member right now, or you're a guest. Okay, please. Yeah, absolutely.
Good morning, everyone. Nothing has changed from last time. I'm the same person, but I'm being my name is Ayushi, and I'm a master's student. And I'm here visiting my family in Delhi. I've always grown up in Delhi. And what I'm looking forward, as father said, to learn more from the impromptu speeches. That's what I'm looking for because I'll be preparing for job and interviews, and I need to get that instinct. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Yes.
I Toastmaster with them then. Now we have guest Harsh. Harsh, could you just switch on your camera and introduce yourself?
Sure. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are visible and audible.
I'm sorry, I'm not. I just woke up an hour ago. Sorry for that. My name is Harsh. I'm from Faridabad. I joined Toastmaster because as of now I am pursuing my CFA. My mentor told me that you should join Toastmaster because it will help you to build your soft skills. And I have little bit interest in theater, so the things that uh, were being shown today, like you have to show your emotions. Uh, I guess I'll be able to do that as well, but not now. But I'm excited that I've gotten platform to be. I hope I'll become a part of your family. I'm very optimistic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Do we have any other guests? Okay, Deepa. Guest Deepa, could you introduce yourself? You can switch on your camera and just introduce yourself.
Hi, actually, I just got the link, so I won't be able to switch on the camera. But I wanted to join this meeting because I'm already a part of Masters, and I wanted to join this online meeting to experience the flow and the structure of online meetings, how this works. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Deepa.
We have
Well, I
Rakesh.
have met you.
Rakesh.
Rakesh is not a guest,
He is a guest. He is not a member.
but he's a member of Toastmasters. Okay, then let's go on to the next segment. And I cannot wait for it because we would be talking about languages. Especially when I went to South India, I learned their language. When I went to any part of the world, I just love to learn their language. And today we have one such stalwart. And one thing is for sure, we all are polyglots here. I seldom have this thought in mind when I talk to my fellow citizen that they are just a bilingual, or it's not possible that they just know one language. We all are polyglot, but today our Toastmaster of the day would actually take us to a memory lane where we will understand more about the same concept. And I cannot wait to introduce her. Let's call Toastmaster Risaal, who is the Toastmaster of the day, on the stage. Toastmaster Risaal, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Good morning, Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I would need a minute or so to present my screen. Toastmaster Lakhwinder, can I share my screen?
Yes, Toastmaster Risaal.
Sure, give me a moment. Please let me know if it's visible.
Yes, it is visible. You can make it full screen.
Sure. Let me begin with a simple question. We know what a mother tongue means, right? A mother tongue is the first language you learn as a child, the language of our lullabies, the language of our scoldings, and also jokes and emotions. So let's take a moment and type what is your mother tongue to understand the diversity in the room. You can scan this QR code or log on to menti.com and put the number that is displayed on the screen. You can use your phone to scan the QR code and a word cloud will appear so you can put your mother tongue. Okay, we have one already. It's appearing larger because there are more people who have the mother tongue Hindi. Bengali, Bhojpuri, interesting. Malayalam, lovely. There is a language called Ara. Marwadi. We have 14 respondents. Tamil. We can close in the next 30 seconds. Wonderful. So you can look at the huge diversity that we have in the room. There is Bhojpuri, Marwadi, Hindi. Hindi seems to be the dominant, and also there is some dominance of Bengali as well, Punjabi, Malayalam, and Ara. Uh, does anybody want to talk about this particular language? It seems quite interesting and unique. And I would also like to know who this person is. And you can maybe speak one line about this particular language. Do we have a volunteer? Okay, no worries. I think the whole idea of this exercise was to kind of look at the diversity that we have in India. And you won't believe that in India, there are more than 19,500 mother tongues. And you must be wondering, why are we discussing it today? Because today is the International Mother Language Day, which is observed annually on 21st February. And since I am a language and linguistic enthusiast, and it was the perfect opportunity. So, as I told, today is the International Mother Language Day, and every year the UNESCO observes it, and it was actually beginning from the Bengali language movement. And before we dive deeper into this, and I will take you through other sections, I would like to move to the segment where I would welcome our General Evaluator Toastmaster Deepak, who will introduce you to the team of role players. Toastmaster Deepak is our VP Public Relations of Invictus Toastmasters Club. He works at an MNC with more than 15 years of work experience. He loves to read and help others grow. At home, his parents speak Marwadi, and his parents speak only Hindi with him. He says that his parents use Marwadi like a code language, like an end to end encryption. And he happens to be the third party app that has been denied access to the server. Over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Risaal. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. How are you? Good.
We are good.
Um, Languages are not only a way to communicate, but also to express our emotions. With like I with my parents, although I am not learned to speak Marwadi with them, but when I see them talking, I could understand the emotion when even like from my childhood, like whether they are angry or or whether they are happy, whether they don't like what I'm doing, all of these things. So it's wonderful way to communicate, irrespective of whether it's encrypted or not. You can definitely, even if you have not been familiar with this language, you would be able to understand. So it's the emotion behind it. So I really love the connectedness that language brings with people and how we connect with each other using this language. And I am really excited to learn more from Toastmaster Risal today, and I hope you all are on what is ahead and how we can connect more with other people by uh, exploring the magic of languages. So let's hear. And today my role as journal evaluator is to evaluate the overall meeting, what we did well, what we could improve, and I have a team of fellow Toastmasters who are called the auxiliary role players who would help me conduct my role. So let's call upon one by one all of them, 4 people, 4 auxiliary role players, starting with timer. So the timer of the day is Toastmaster Dr. Sangeeta. So can you please come on the stage and explain your role, Toastmaster Sangeeta? And let's give a big round of applause to encourage the auxiliary role player.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Deepak. Have you been to a room where it's unorganized and you want to organize everything? But you found out when you start to organize, it took 5 long hours just to do 1 hour job. And here at Toastmasters, we are not telling you to be reticent. We are asking you that brevity is an art. All your emotions that are tattered here and there, you can just collate it and progress it beautifully. Therefore, I am here to help you with that. For all the prepared speeches, we have time limit of 5 to 7 minutes, where I would show the green card at 5 minutes. At 6 minutes, I will show a yellow card, and at 7 minutes, I will show a red card. And definitely, you get a grace time of plus minus 30 seconds. We do not have any icebreaker speech, which happens for 4 to 6 minutes. For table topic speeches, we have 1 to 2 minutes, where I would be showing a green card at 1 minute. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show a yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will show a red card. So when I show a red card, start packing up, and let's make a time-conscious meeting today. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Let's move on to our next auxiliary role player, which is the R counter. And today our R counter is Toastmaster Tushit. Toastmaster Tushit, please explain your role. Is Toastmaster Tushit in the room? Is not online. Okay. Would anyone like to take up the R counter role on behalf of Toastmaster Tushit? It's a good opportunity. Let's grab.
Laksh will take it.
Laksh. Go ahead, Laksh. Come on stage. Let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Laksh. Well done. Leaders grab opportunities, and Laksh is one of our leaders. Well done, Toastmaster Laksh. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all our guests. Today, I'll be acting as the R counter for this meeting. And the role of the R counter is to note down the filler words that we use, like and some unnecessary words like overusage of some words like and, so, but. So I'll be noting down that, and by the end of the meeting, I'll present my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Laksh. Well done. Let's move on to our next role player, which is the grammarian. And today's grammarian, we have Toastmaster Venav. So Toastmaster Venav, please come and introduce your role. Let's give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Venav.
Pastor Deepak. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm a grammarian for today's session, and I will be tracking and spotlighting the grammar slips and gems that are part of today's speeches and every other performers. And apart from this, my job is to listen intently to every speech and table topic speeches. For the word of the day, fulgent, spelled Fulgent, fulgent. So it means shining brilliantly or dazzlingly radiant. Some of the contextual examples that I've already posted in the WhatsApp are: her fulgent smile lit up the entire room. The fulgent sunset painted the sky in golden hues. His fulgent eloquence illuminated the debate stage. The fulgent chandelier sparkled above the ballroom. You shall expect an exhaustive report at the end of the session with all the elements. Over to you, back.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venav. I wish we had some fulgent chandeliers there, but yeah, this word is shining, and we will have a fulgent meeting today with all our speakers shining throughout. Let's move on to our final role player, who is auxiliary role player listener. So we have Toastmaster Namra for listener role. Toastmaster
Thank
Namra.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. Thank you. Good morning. Just a sec. Good morning. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. They say the brain starts working the moment you're born and does not stop until you stand up speak in public. Well, my name is Toastmaster Namra and I'm here to make sure your brain doesn't stop while you're sitting down. As a listener, I will be taking notes on the little things, the specific facts, name, and quickly details mentioned by speakers and guests. At the end of the meeting, I will be back to test your memory with a few questions. Thank you, and back to the journal evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Namra. Look, with this, I would request all the evaluators, including the auxiliary role player, to use the CRC approach, which stands for commendation, recommendation, commendation. So that's a good way to give feedback, and also it actually gives two things. One is encouragement, another is point of improvement. So please use this approach when you deliver the report. So back to you, Toastmaster Risaal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for the introduction of such a fulgent team. Now let's hop on to the next exciting segment, the prepared speeches. I would like to invite our first evaluator, Toastmaster Bhavani, to introduce our first speaker for today.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our next speaker. My target speaker for today is someone who walks into every meeting with a conscious intention to start on a positive note. She avoids reading from scripts, chooses instead to speak with preparation and conviction. In fact, during our last meeting, we had a discussion. The question was simple. In which member have we seen real improvement and growth? Almost all of us had one name in mind. And who was that? Can we all say it together? TM Shirin. Shirin, we see your growth, and there are lessons for each one of us in this room through your journey. Today, we are excited not just to listen, but to discover how we can grow along with you. Today, Shirin is presenting her Level 3 Project 1 speech under the Persuasive Influence Pathway. The objective of this project is to demonstrate how observation and experience increase knowledge, drawing meaning from everyday moment and transforming them into life lessons. Her speech title is Inspiring, Rise Above. The speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note down the time. The stage is set, the energy is high, and we are all ready to rise above, because growth doesn't happen by chance, it happens by choice. And today our speaker has chosen to rise above. To formally invite a speaker, I hand over control back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Risaal. Over to you, Risaal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavani, for the lovely introduction. Please welcome Toastmaster Shireen with a huge round of applause. Toastmaster Shireen, rise above, Toastmaster Shireen.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Risaal. Hello, everyone. Hello, online friends. So before I begin, I would like to ask a question. Have you ever noticed when our mind becomes positive, we begin to rise above them? Do you agree with this? If yes, please raise your hand. Yes, great. So last week when I was tidying my room, my eyes stopped at something very beautiful. One small toy. What is this? Hot air balloon. It was hanging near my window, gently moving with the air. It looked so light, so free. And it reminded me a moment of my life when I actually rode hot air balloon during my holidays. As the balloon rises above the ground, lifted off the ground, I could feel my heart pounding. And as we went higher, the smaller the world below became. Houses looked so tiny, roads looked like thin ribbon, and my worries. Yes, online friends, my worries became smaller too. And that day, I realized something important. When we rise above, our perspective changes. Right? So, I learned a lesson when I didn't just enjoy the ride that day. I learned a lesson. Not from college or school books, but from experience. And one more lesson came to me much earlier when I was a little girl. One windy evening, one beautiful evening, I was enjoying on terrace with my wonderful family. My parents, my grandparents, my uncle, aunt, and my cousins. We were enjoying pleasant weather. I still remember that day. And my younger brother, I was like this, my younger brother, and I was flying kite. Kite? And our kite was dancing beautifully in the sky. And suddenly, my younger brother asked a question. Sister, yes. Sister, if we cut the string, our kite will go even higher. And I was, that time, made my face like today's emoji. And my father was standing there. He listened and smiled and said, no, the string doesn't hold the kite down. It helps kite stay connected while so it can rise safely. That small, simple sentence stayed with me. And later in life, I understood its deeper meaning. Our values, our principles are like that string. They don't stop us from growing. They help us. They guide us. They keep us grounded while we rise. Both two experiences, I have learned something very important. Knowledge is not about collecting information. It is about understanding life better. The hot air balloon taught me about perspective. The kite taught me about the balance. Like Albert Einstein once beautifully said, learning is experience, everything else is just information. And writer N.S. Nin, yes, online friends, writer N.S. Nin beautifully said, beautifully reminds us. We see things as we are. We don't see things as we are, as they are. We see things as they are. Right? So, in the last, to conclude my speech, I would like to leave you with one takeaway, beautiful takeaway in the form of a question. The question we must deserve our attention. What is the question? The question which we do not ask today or tomorrow to ourselves. We ask this question to ourselves every day, every time. The question is, what experience in your life is trying to teach you something right now? Thank you. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shireen, for that lovely speech. You never fail to inspire us, always. Let's all take a minute to give feedback for Toastmaster Shireen's speech on the guest WhatsApp group. Okay, 1 minute has concluded, and now we shall call upon our next evaluator, Toastmaster Lakhwinder, to introduce his target speaker, Toastmaster Laksh, who will be our second speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Lakhwinder.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Toastmaster. Hi, online members. So today I am the evaluator of Toastmaster Laksh, whose fluent aura bring light to our room and in the meeting as well. His pathway is dynamic leadership, level is 2, project 2, and very interesting topic, the day I grew up. So his timer, please note, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. And all the best to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakhwinder. Let's all invite Toastmaster Laksh with a huge round of applause for encouragement. Toastmaster Laksh, the stage is all yours. The day I grew up, the day I grew up, Toastmaster Laksh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Risaal. Today we are here talking about different languages. Just now we saw that even among a bunch of us, we had numerous mother tongues like Hindi, Bengali, Malayalam, Ara, Tamil, Marathi, etc. and etc. But today I'm here talking about a language which is not spoken, which is not taught in schools, which is not taught in books. Love language. So good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and a very warm welcome to all our guests. My name is Toastmaster Lakshidra, and everyone say growing up happens slowly and gradually, one day at a time, 1 year at a time. So let me ask you, how many of you agree to it? I can see mostly all of you, but I disagree. Because for me, I grew up in a day. For me, one moment when I realized that from now on, life will never be the same again. And that moment happened at the Siliguri airport with a boarding pass in my hand and my entire world standing behind me. The day I left my home for college. The day I left my hometown, Siliguri, West Bengal. So, in the weeks before I left, something at home had changed. Everyone could feel it, but no one said it out loud. My mother would come into my room, look at me, ask me some random questions like, have you packed the documents? Have you packed enough clothes? Have you packed your medicines? And sometimes she would just come into my room, look at me, adjust something that didn't even need adjusting, and then leave. At that time, I thought that maybe she was worried about my packing. But later on, I realized that she wasn't worried about my suitcase. She was worried about her heart because for the first time, her younger son was leaving her home. And my dad, on the other hand, he was very calm. He was practical. He was giving me advices. don't trust people blindly, take care of your documents, remember why you're going there. But most importantly, don't ever take tension about money. Because in Indian father language, that means I love you. But remember that I have access to your bank account. And now my elder brother. So he suddenly became very supportive. He used to give me tips about college life, how to talk to people, how to make new connections, how to handle things on my own, which was very shocking. Because just 2 weeks before that, we were both fighting that who would pick the PlayStation remote first. So now I knew that this was something serious. And then the day came, the ride to the airport. So let me tell you, our car rides were very chaotic, very loud. Arguments about music, full of random conversations, and my dad complaining about traffic, and my mother complaining about my dad. So, yeah, but that day it was very different. The car was silent, everyone was present, but everyone was somewhere else in their thought. And the moment we reached the airport, the reality hit me. This was the moment I had waited for, but the moment I was not ready for. So, first, I hugged my brother. Let me tell you, brothers don't usually hug. You very rarely see two boys hugging each other, right? So we don't usually hug. We nod, we handshake, we insult each other. That's our love language. But that day, we hugged. It was short, a little awkward, but meaningful. And then I hugged my dad, and he held my shoulders firmly, and he just told me, take care and call me whenever you need something. That's it. No emotional dialogue, no long speeches, only this much. And we know that fathers don't usually express themselves, especially with their sons. They just carry it silently. But that day it was different. I could see it in his eyes, and I could see that he also felt something, because at the end of the day, after spending 18 years with someone and then you're letting him go, it was difficult for him as well. But what was the hardest part? Mother. Then, so first of all, I was like in queue. First, I heard my brother, then my papa, then mother. So then I heard my mother, and she was very quiet. She didn't cry, she didn't break down, because she knew that if she cried, it would break me too. But we both could see my eyes were red and hers were wet too. But all she could do was she kissed me on my cheek and said, "Dhyan rakhna," and call karte hain. Okay. And it was difficult for her because her Raja Beta was leaving for the first time. And for the first time, she couldn't protect him anymore. So as I walked towards the boarding gate, my legs felt heavier. My each step felt slower. And I didn't want to look back, but I did. I saw them smiling, waving, and then with a almost a fulgent smile, they let me go. They were pretending to be okay, and then I realized that sometimes people who love you the most will hide their pain just to give you more strength. And when I sat on the flight, I realized that now I am on my own. I don't have my dad, I don't have my mom right now, and I was on my own all alone. And all those things that I took for granted, my family, my parents, my brother, home cooked food, all that felt important at that time. And I realized that that was the day when I grew up. That was the day when I became more responsible. That was the day I became more independent, more aware. And that day I realized that every child who wants to be independent, there is his or her family who gives him or her, makes him or her strong enough to leave. And today, when I'm standing here in front of all of you, speaking in front of all of you, I'm not standing here alone. I carry my family with me in my pride, in my voice, in my culture, in my values. And later on, I realized that growing up begins when you start walking away while your heart stays behind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lux, for sharing such a heartwarming story. I can relate it myself. It was fantastic as always. And I think it's quite apt for this particular meeting as well, although maybe not linguistically, but of course, everyone has different love languages, particularly parents and especially Indian parents. Please excuse the noise, the construction noise. Let's go over to the guest group to drop feedback for Toastmaster Lakshya's speech. Yes, looks like the time's up. Thank you very much. Now, our next speaker is Toastmaster Rajinder, but before I invite her, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Jagdish, who has graciously taken up the role of the evaluator for her, to please introduce your target speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Jagdish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Risaal. Hello, everyone. I am the evaluator for the next speaker. So my target speaker is Toastmaster Rajinder, as Toastmaster Risaal said. So every time she speaks, right? So I get inspired by her speeches. All her past speeches were so impressive and very inspirational. And I'm sure she will deliver a great speech this time as well. Her pathway is motivational strategy, and she's at level 2. This is her project 1. The title is again very connected to our theme, somewhat connected to our theme. It's communication cocktail. And the purpose of this speech is to understand different communication style and share the impact of their style to others. Timers, please note that the timing for this speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And yeah, all the best to the speaker. Back to you, Toastmaster Risa.
Toastmaster Jagdish. Communication cocktail sounds very enticing, and I can't wait to listen to you, Toastmaster Rajinder. Communication cocktail, Toastmaster Rajinder. Everyone give a huge round of applause to welcome.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Today I'm going to speak on various communication styles. So I have prepared a little story from my own life. But before I proceed to that story, I would like every one of you to pay attention on the screen so that we can understand there are 4 different types of communication styles. 4 different types of people, they have different communication styles. So we'll proceed with number 1, that is direct communication. The people who have direct communication style, they are decisive, they are independent, competitive, confident and result oriented, ambitious and driven, impatient when bored, doesn't share their feeling easily. And how to talk to them? Get to the point quickly and don't over explain. Now, moving to the second style, that is initiating. These people, they are spontaneous, they are fun loving, friendly, they like to share stories. And they talk more and listen less. And they're motivated by relationships. They like praises and approval, and how to talk to them? Just provide them time to express themselves and express their feelings and opinion. Just be patient with them. Third style is analytical. Analytical people, they are very precise, exact, logical. They are task oriented and cautious. They are perfectionists. They are motivated by structure and order. And how to talk to them? Provide them with facts and figures. And be prepared for their questions. They'll ask a lot of questions. Next is supportive. Supportive people are very calm and gentle. They're approachable, often indecisive, dislike change, and they're patient and slow paced. Relaxed, no tension, cooperative, dependable, and how to talk to them? Provide a lot of reassurance. They need they need your shoulder. Encourage their concern. Encourage concern to be shared. Let them share their concern. So these are four type of communication styles, and I would like each one of you to make a note of this in your mind, because what I'm going to share you now is a cocktail I have made, a story. I've given a title as a communication cocktail. Let me share you. Let's imagine a scenario. Okay. Before that, I would like to say that the direct person in my family is my brother. He's very direct. Initiating is my father. He loves to tell stories. Analytical is my son. He wants proof, Google proof, data, facts, and everything. And supportive is one of my maternal aunt, my Mami ji. She is like, she waves shoulder always. So these are the four characters I'm going to talk about. So let's imagine a scenario. We are sitting at a party where my father, my brother, my son, and I am sitting at a table in a party, and my father is going on with his story. Here he goes. Beta, let me tell you about how consistency pays, how showing up matters. Once there was a time, there were two men. One was very religious. He used to visit temple every day and perform all the rituals and religious processing. And he was too religious that he never misses a single day. He believed in God, he was God fearing. Every day he visited the temple. My son barged in. But Nanaji, what's the proof? This story is true. Give me the proof. My brother says, okay, Papa, be precise. Make it quick, make it quick. And I gave them a quick stare. Just be there and listen to what Nanaji said. My father proceeds. He said, and there was another man who used to drink a lot. He was a drunkard. Every night when he used to drink, after that he goes to the temple and he used to wail, complain, and ask God why this is happening to him, why his life is so full of struggle, and why he's not happy, why can't he have a good life? And he used to use bad language too. And this continues for a long time. And that time, at that moment, my son again goes, Nanaji, but for how long? How many years? Give me the number, give me the number. My son, my brother says, let me get soup for everybody. Let me get soup for everybody. Okay, I'm going. And I told my brother to stay for a while and listen to what my father is saying. And then my father goes on. Then he says, one day there was a hailstorm and there was lightning outside, and it was very scary to step outside. So the religious man thought he should skip going to the temple because it's too scary to step out. But the drunkard was not in his senses. So he went to the temple, started wailing and complaining and whatnot. My son again barges in. But Nana ji, how many times? Can you tell me how many times did he go? Now I see, beta, please relax. You should understand consistency pays. Then my father said, at that moment when he was complaining, wailing, the God emerged and grant him all his wishes because he said, at least you turned up. And that man didn't turn up. That time, one of my maternal aunt came. She was supporting personality. And I asked, what happened, mommy? You don't look good. See what I can say, see my makeup is not good. I'm looking so tired. Can't you see? Yesterday your mama ji got uninvited guest and I had long day of work. I cooked food for them and today this wedding, there's a lot to do. Then I gave her assurance. Okay, I understand. You need rest. While I was discussing all this thing, two of my cousins they came and dragged me to the dance floor. And the moment I hit the dance floor, the song got played was इधर चला मैं उधर चला जाने कहाँ मैं किधर चला, and that reminded me of the scenario or the situation I was in while ago. I was managing four different communication style people. And let me tell you, when I took the questionnaire on the Toastmaster website, I found out that I juggle between all the four communication styles. So I am a mediator. I can manage all the communication style. So I was handling all four different communication style people. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajendra. That was an impressive speech, and you have identified your communication, style, and you have identified around you as well. Let's hop on to Toastmaster Rajendra's speech. That is 1 minute. Now, our fourth and final speaker for today is Toastmaster Kuldeep. Toastmaster Twisha is his speech evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Twisha. Could you please introduce your target speaker?
Thank you, Toastmaster Risaal. My targeted speaker is Toastmaster Kuldeep. He is a chartered accountant by profession, working in oil gas company. He likes to run and also a technology enthusiast. His pathway is presentation mastery, level 1, project 2. The purpose is to write a speech with a purpose project. Purpose is getting comfortable in speech on topics which he is connected and comfortable for informal communication. The speech title is quite interesting. It is from excuse to endurance. I will use CRC approach when I will evaluate my targeted speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Risaal.
Thanks for the comprehensive introduction. Now let's all invite Toastmaster Kuldeep with a round of applause. Toastmaster Kuldeep, from excuse to endurance, Toastmaster Kuldeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Risaal, and good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Like Trisha said, I like running, but let me confess with you something today. I didn't started running because of I'm a fitness enthusiast or like that. I started running because I got tired of hearing "आप थोड़ा healthy हो गए हो." And in Indian context, it's not a compliment; it's a warning. So full of motivation. One day I got out, wore my shoes, and said to myself, I will run today. And that day I ran for 30 seconds. And after that 30 seconds, I was breathing like I just has climbed Mount Everest with two gas, cylinders on my back in summers wearing a sweater. And that day I realized that running is not an exercise. It's a personality test. So basically today I want to share with you everybody is that why is running so important, and it's the best thing you can do to your body. Not only to your body, but your mind, and as well as to your confidence in daily life. So I will start with the obvious one. The first is that it builds strength. In it, it is make your heart stronger, lungs better, and your legs strong and basically powerful. But it also does one best thing, that is it makes you respect your body. Because in 10 minutes in running, your body will say, "Bhai, kya kar raha hai?" So it basically, it always tells, if the body tells to you that what exactly are you doing, because the mind and body connection, it highlights exactly what you are doing. You tend to realize each breath, each step you are taking. So basically, and the best part about running is it's free. No gym membership, no heavy equipments, just you and your shoes, and maybe neighbor's dog who may become your personal trainer, but still no expenses are required. So just I'll say, and the best thing, second thing I want to add is that it improves your mental health. Because when you are running, it doesn't, you're not thinking about office politics. You're not thinking about EMIs, or you're not thinking about a text that your wife have given that, you know what you have done, but exactly you don't know what you have done. The only thing you are thinking about when you are running is what the hell you're doing. So basically, it releases endorphin. That is a happy hormone. And it happens to me when I complete the run and stop and sit down, but it still works. So it helps you to basically release the stress of your mind. Your mind become calmer. You become basically your mind become peaceful, and stress-free life and peace of mind is not a luxury in this today's life. It's a necessity. So the third thing I want to add is that running adds discipline. Nobody in a right mind will wake up on the 6 a.m. and he will say that let's go running and suffer, make our body suffer. No. When you wake up at 6 a.m., your bed will say, like, how the cat Winslet, you say, come back, like that. No. And your blanket will say, stay. Your phone will say, just 5 more minutes. Your brain will say, running is overrated. Let's go eat parathas. But still, you say to yourself, no, I'm going to do it. And that builds confidence. Confidence to say that, I can do hard things. And that particular state of mind doesn't stay on the road. It become part of your goals, your status, your basically, life as such properly. And sorry, I just take a hint. Sorry. And it become a relationship and your life goals as such. So that discipline doesn't stay on road. It come into entire aspect of your life. And the fourth part is it improves your focus. So running improves your focus. After a run, your brain becomes sharper. You feel more productive. And most importantly, you sleep better. And everything improves when you sleep better. Your digestion improves, your mood improves, your patience improves. Basically, you become more tolerant to the people in the metro. You fight less. So running doesn't take time away from your life. It upgrades your life. So if one takeaway you want to get away from with my speech is that running is not for athletes. It's not for the sportsman type or fitness type. It's for everyone. It's for the housewife. It's for the working professional. Anybody who wants to live longer and stronger. You don't basically have to run. You don't need to run 10 kilometers. No, you don't need to run a marathon. You just have to run maybe just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just run, walk will also suffice. The only thing that matters is consistency. Because if you become consistent, then running is becoming a part of it. It's not about becoming a fastest person. It's about becoming a better version of yourself. So run for your heart, your mind, and for your confidence, and for your future. Because every time you are running, you are not burning calories. You are burning excuses. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, Toastmaster Kuldeep, that was quite inspiring, I would say. And I am also inspired to start running and let go of my excuses. And I also loved the occasional and intermittent punchlines. Thanks for sharing. Our vote on Google Forms for the best prepared speech. Voting is important for us to encourage the best deserving speaker. And I noticed that all of the speakers today were fantastic. Toastmaster Twisha, the polls are out. Is that right? Yes, we have the polls out for voting the best prepared speaker.
Can I have 30 seconds? Risaal, the time is up.
Sure. Let me just share my screen quickly. Online members and offline, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now let's dive into what I was talking earlier. Do we remember what the theme was about? It was about mother tongue. Now let me quickly talk about my mother tongue. It is one such language that I would not find in a drop down menu. Neither does it have a script, and not many people know of its existence as well. That language is called Beri. No, it has nothing to do with bears or berries, but it is a Dravidian language that is 1,000 years old and endemic to the Tulunad region, which is the Udupi and Dakshin Kannada districts. And interestingly, I've already told this to some of my fellow Toastmaster friends, but for those of you who have not known, this is interestingly an amalgamation of Malayalam and Tulu, and it has some Arabic influence as well, since the advent of some Arab traders along the western coast 1,000 years ago. And so I will show you one more thing. I have also talked about this particular book to some of my friends. It's called Father Tongue Motherland, and I have been reading. And you must be wondering, what is this absurd thing? Father tongue, aren't we all, familiar with mother tongue? So this is based on actually a linguistic model, a theory where it's actually a father tongue because most of the men that migrated, so most of the migrants were males and they married local women, and then the future descendants and children were speaking the language that their father brought, and while still living in that mother land. So that is why it's called father tongue and motherland. This is one of the perspectives, and this is an interesting perspective. I would also like to tell you something quite interesting. Many of you might already know this. So in India, and in particularly in South Asia, we have different linguistic families, different language families. And in India, particularly, there are five major language families. Indo-Aryan languages, as you can see this, light green. It spans most of Central India, North India. And then we have the Dravidian languages, which mostly span across the southern India and some parts of central India as well. And then we have Austro-Asiatic languages. You can see in states like Chhattisgarh, and then we have the Tibeto-Burman languages, which is the orange color. It actually comes from the Sino-Tibetan languages. So you can see, so Indo-Aryan languages like Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, Punjabi, Bhojpuri, Kashmiri, Sindhi, and etc. Dravidian South Indian languages like Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Tulu, and Austroasia, Asiatic are like the Khasi, Santali, and Tibeto-Burman is Manipuri, Bhutia, Ladakhi. And there's also one family called the Andamanese, which is different from others, and it's endemic to the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Now let's take a quick quiz. So this is time for a tiny mini KBC. Again, you'll have to take your phones and scan the QR code. This is quite an easy question, but maybe trick question for some of us. What is the national language of India?
It's none of theirs.
Let's keep it coming. We have 2 respondents so far. Bollywood fans are quite disappointed that nobody has voted. Okay, looks like we have the majority as none of the above, which is absolutely right because India does not have legally designated national language, and it was a myth or it was a misunderstanding previously that okay, either Hindi is the national language or any other particular language, but Hindi is the official language of India along with English. English is also another official language of India. And we also understand that language is not just a communication tool, but it is identity, it is the sense of belonging, and it is also power. And that is why we do have, sometimes regional wars and language wars based on language because it stems from insecurity that okay, our identity will be taken away, our sense of belonging is at threat, and it also is a tool of power as well. And we will come back to this, so stay tuned. Now we will be segueing into something nerve-wracking, and a nerve-wracking segment truly because I'm still recovering from last week's table topic contest. Our table topic Toastmaster Ajay onto the stage for an exciting table topic segment.
Thank you, Toastmaster Risaal. What you fear the most that scares you most. I remember I was in class 8, the day I did not complete my homework, and I was hiding my face just like this. And my class teacher caught me. I caught you. Come here, baby. And he just caught me on stage. And I was having the stage fear. And he said, you're going to answer all the questions I gave you yesterday. Answers? What kind of questions are you talking about? And there was something about me. Maybe that's what you are scared the most in your life. You have that fear a lot of times, coming on stage and afraid of the answers that you have in your mind many times. By the way, today it's going to be the revenge. What's going to happen? I am going to give you the questions or just to speak. Are you guys ready? By the way, my teacher called that day to just to improve myself, to change myself. That's what actually I want. Why? Remember, what you fear the most, that scares you most. Are you guys ready? Come on. Again, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Thank you for it. Okay. So let's have the first one. Actually, I'm gonna pick. You guys will be giving a topic. You can speak 1 or 2 minutes. It's impromptu. Anybody can come on stage and talk something. Whatever thoughts you have inside. Can we? Okay, let's go. So very first, can we go? Or you will volunteer, or I can pick people. Okay. Toastmaster, you can please. Okay, come. Yeah. I'm funny, guys, so we'll try to give you something funny that you may enjoy. Yeah, take care. Huh? So let's before sometime you were acting as angry, right? Angry, yeah, emotion. That's what actually I'm gonna give you right now. Okay. See, one angriest thing that you heard in your mother tongue. Remember? One angriest word. Maybe your father used, your mother used. Angriest word, you have that in your brain. Okay. What was that word and what's the story? Okay.
I still remember it was 10 years ago. There was a property dispute between my father and my uncle. So you can kind of imagine what was the situation in my house at that time. My father and uncle were both at loggerheads. They were not talking to each other and they were taking their frustration out on my father was taking his frustration out on my mother and uncle on aunt. So I still remember I was very small, like 10 or 12, yeah, 12. And my father told my mother that what kind of relatives do we have here? I cannot exactly use the word what he used because it's not it's profanity. So I got stuck in my head, and I realized that my father can get angry. Most of the time, my father is very gentle with me and my brother. But at that time, I realized that he can be angry. So that was my experience.
Wow, amazing. What was the word?
I cannot say.
Okay, thank you. Anyways, that's what you wanted. Thank you. This is amazing. That's great thing. Actually, you shared something. Okay, amazing. So let's call one guest for now. Okay. Um. Yeah. Toastmaster. Sorry, guest. It's, you know what? Many times actually our parents shout, or we have a still any dialogue that we still remember still at this age. What is that dialogue? That I want that you can share with the people in Hindi, English, whatever their mother tongue, okay? And what the story in English, please.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. So there was a time, I think 10 years or 11 years back, when I was trying to prepare and for looking for an entrance examination. I was not preparing well. My father and my mother knew about it, that I was not into the studies and I was just, trying to fill up my phone and, not into the study. So my mother said that if you're not going to study, definitely you're not going to do anything in your life. So that is something that struck my mind, right? And from there on, things changed for me. I went on, I never used to study like 2 hours a day. From there on, I decided like I would make sure to deliver my best. My best that anyone in the family would say that okay, you did it and you made us proud. So definitely, I tried my level best. I gave my entrance exam. I cleared one of the prestigious examination in this country. I cracked SIB in Pune, and thereon I pursued my MBA. So thereon I also got a job in a very nice organization, and thereon my parents now claim that I did make them proud. So that's the thought.
That I think working. Amazing, amazing. That actually happens a lot of times. Something that is click in our brains. Anyways, can we have someone from online? Anyone? Any guest? Can you please? Anyone is there? Can you Toastmaster Deepak or can you please tell? Is there anyone who would like to volunteer?
We have two guests, the Toastmaster Deepa and guest Harsh.
Okay. Guest Harsh, would you like to go with? Yeah. Can we have someone else?
We have Toastmaster Mukesh as well. Toastmaster Mukesh.
Okay, let's go with Toastmaster Mukesh. Is it fine? Are you ready, Toastmaster Mukesh?
You are on mute, Toastmaster Mukesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
Toastmaster
fine.
Mukesh, if you have a message to share with the world and what that would be.
Message.
Yeah, if you have a message to share with the world, what that would be. Toastmaster Mukesh.
Okay. It's a little bit difficult, but yeah. So we think okay. Message. Any other? Actually, I'm getting a little bit confusing.
Okay. Do you want me to change topic or you repeat? I want the repeat.
Yeah, I understood that.
Mhm.
Uh, I would okay. Can you change the topic, or maybe
Okay, you can speak few seconds if you want. And say any change that you want to see in the world. One change that you want to see in the world.
in the world? Okay. I want to change, like, as I saw in the news, and also in our country, and normally we don't have better civic sense, that I saw in a lot of social media and all. So I heard in the news also, like, many foreigners were coming to our nation, and they were actually cleaning our streets, and also uh, they were doing lot of things, like what should we doing. But as an Indian, sometimes we lack in those uh, uh, things. So I think we should like learn from other countries, and also and get this make our country better place to live. And like, maybe we are whenever we are stuck in traffic, we honk so much, and whenever we just eat something, we throw things away, like just throw away. We don't use the garbage bin, and everywhere, like, there are lot of spaces where we can be more uh, uh, better as a country also, and as an individual. So I want to like see, uh, as a society, we should be much more uh, polite, and much more supportive, and also make our country better and a great place to live in. So our environment can be better, as we don't think about, as a society sometimes. Few people think about it, but not as a whole. We If we all think the same way, and we can work towards the betterment, then it would be a best place, and we can be more prouder, and also we can showcase the same thing to the whole world. And also, uh, India can also a better place, and better, and also compete with the world by making improvement in the civics, and also all the other things we are lacking. So that message I wanted to share. So thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Great. Okay. I would say big message in small packet it was. And that was amazing actually. Yeah, it was a justice to the speech. Okay. So can we have some any guess? Okay, please. Okay. To a small sorry, a guess Ayushi. Okay. Uh, for you, let's have something if love would be a language, in your opinion, what is it?
Good morning, everyone. So, love as a language would be to show care for someone, to respect them, and in acts of service. So, like our parents, they never communicate Akira, love you, my child, or something like that. But they'll show that in acts of service, your mom will chop some fruits for you and get for you in the morning. And if you are in stress or if you're having exams or something, so they'll help you in indirect ways and not by saying it through words. So I think for anyone, for your friends, for your neighbors, your siblings, anyone, a love language could be acts of service, care, and support.
Nice. Definitely, the love, it could be the caring a lot, or support, or the service. It is generally what we listen that I love you, baby. Really? I think that's not the. Are they having some time?
You can take one.
Okay, okay. So, is there anyone who would like to go online? Can we have someone from online? Yeah. Can you please, anyone raise hand or anyone is there? Anyone would like to go in? Any guest or any Toastmaster?
Toastmaster Bhavani volunteering.
Okay, please. Toastmaster Bhavani, you can unmute yourself.
As long as the question is simple.
Okay. Let's say if it's really simple, by the way, I'm really giving easy to the people to speak. Okay, if you have if you want a one language in the world that you want and why, please share. Did you get my point?
So one language
Yeah.
that in the world.
Yes.
Okay. I think right now we have English, which is universal. Everywhere you go, people do speak English, although some countries you may see, a different scenario. When I went to Germany, I remember people would speak only German. And I used to work in the airlines, and most of the German customers who would come to my counter, they would, as soon as they have an excess baggage, they may be knowing English, but they start speaking German. So that is a trend that I've seen. But if you say language that is universally accepted is English, and although sign language is another language that I would say, which is, everyone can understand, a good gesture, a good smile that speaks a thousand words, I would say. Um, Apart from that, language connects. It doesn't have to be, spoken at times. You can understand someone just by their gestures. So that's all that I have to say. Over to you, Toastmaster Ajay.
Thank you for sharing, Toastmaster Bhavani, your thoughts with us. Amazing. And that was all actually. Hope you enjoyed really small session and hope you enjoyed. That's all I hope for. And let's over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Ajay. Let's all vote for the best table topic speaker. Toastmaster Trisha, I would request you to disseminate the polls.
I have shared the Risaal, thanks.
Sure. Thank you. Now let's continue from where we stopped previously. We were talking about the linguistic diversity in our country, and I'm quite proud to be part of one of the countries which is extremely multilingual. And but I want to share a personal struggle, and I think many of the non-native Hindi-speaking population will agree to this, particularly South Indians. And it is quite a hilarious thing that we make occasional mistakes, particularly in gender. And why this happens is because the Dravidian languages do not have grammatical gender, unlike Indo-Aryan languages like Hindi. So they end up using translating directly, and that's why we make mistakes. And for me, it was a personal struggle, and I was kind of trying to decode and break pattern, or is there any fixed rule? So I was wondering, why is Pani masculine and Hawa feminine and Barish feminine? And there are random genders associated randomly, but I was thinking maybe there is a pattern. For a very long time, I was thinking this way. And then recently, I met the author, Peggy Mohan, of this book, Father Tongue Motherland, at a book signing event, and I asked her this question. She told me there is no fixed rule in Hindi. Hindi grammatical gender is arbitrary, which means there is no fixed rule, and people just learned from their parents, and that's how it passes on. And I would recommend you to read this book, although it's a little on the technical side. But if you're interested in the evolution of South Asian languages and history, it's very interesting. And then we have English. It is one of our official languages. Like Toastmaster Bhavani said, English is a global language now, the language of business on which the world runs. But how did it become? Simply because the British colonized much of the world, and they colonized every place they went. So that's why eventually it became the language of the business and universal. And after some years, if we do not give too much attention to our mother tongues, it may, I think, even eventually dampen and die out, considering how much we glorify English and how much we expose them at early formative years, early childhood, particularly these days. So even today's Toastmasters meetings happen in English across the continent, but also on the flip side, just imagine how world would be without this common language, maybe English. Of course, in some countries they speak predominantly different language. For example, Japan, China, Germany, and few other countries where English is not ruling. But just imagine if English was not there, there would be separate Hindi, Bengali, and Kannada Toastmasters. And I don't think so we would have even met each other. But here is something important to remember. While fluency in English is a good skill to have, it is definitely and certainly not a measure of intelligence or self worth. It is not to do with the quality of your content. Maybe sometimes the English may not be the best perfect Shashi Tharoor sounding like, but still, if it has quality and if it has intent, and effective communication still happens. In school, I remember I was good at mimicking and impersonating regional accents, and I thought it was funny. So, like over the years, I my mind changed. Once in college, my English professor told me something that completely changed how I see it. She said why accents or some regional elements appear in our Indian English, because, by the way, Indian English is also a recognized form of English, like British, American. It comes because we mentally translate directly from our regional language, and that is called mother tongue influence, which comes on English. For example, uh, in Indian English, we sometimes say I only told him, which actually comes from मैंने ही बोला था. But in other English, you won't find this. This is peculiar to Indian English. And you hear many people asking, your good name, please. It actually comes from the Hindi saying, आपका शुभ नाम. So after that, I don't quite judge. I see things differently because we are mentally translating from switching from our regional and mother tongue to English. So today, as speakers, evaluators, and listeners, I would like to us to remember that when a person struggle to speak a little bit and not so seemingly perfect English, Let's not judge and ridicule. Let's focus on the content and help the person grow, because each one of us comes from different backgrounds, different upbringing, different circumstances. And honestly, idealizing that perfect English actually stems from our deep rooted colonial hangover that still persists. So let us celebrate every speaker, accept every accent, and accents are absolutely normal, and it is indicative of our identity, because language is not perfection. It's connection. And as reiterated by other members, even Toastmaster Bhavani mentioned that the language of kindness and the language of love is universal, and everyone can understand that. So let's move ahead with the language of kindness, and take moment often to learn more about our mother tongue, our native languages, because in the future it is at risk and threatened. Thank you, and thank you for being a wonderful audience. I would like to hand it over back to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sangeeta.
General value.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad. I hand it over to General Evaluator for the evaluation and also the reports from each of the auxiliary roles.
Okay, good. So I can see the agenda. We are running 15 minutes behind, but let's try to cover it. And thank you, Toastmaster Risal, for the wonderful learning that you have shared and the theme that you prepared from. I'm intrigued by the knowledge you have gathered after reading book and the vocabulary you have developed. I really love the colonial hangover phrase that you used. That's amazing. So much to learn from each other, and let's now learn more from our evaluators. So we have our first evaluator, Toastmaster Bhavani, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Shireen, our first speaker. So Toastmaster Bhavani, over to you.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'm so happy to evaluate TM Shirin's fulgent speech titled Rise Above. Shirin, you're definitely rising above. Now, let me start with what went well. The title was powerful and emotionally uplifting. The title aligned with the examples of hot air balloon, kite, and the examples aligned beautifully with your message and your title. You explained clearly how your observations and experience helped you learn important life lessons. The message was easily relatable. You beautifully engaged with both online and offline, maintaining eye contact throughout. Your gestures were excellent. They helped us understand and feel your story. And I also liked the positioning on the stage. I really liked how you used the stage during the dialogue with your little sister. When you spoke as your sister, you stood on the right side and then you shifted to the left to do your own. That clear positioning made the conversation easy to follow and it was very effective. And towards the end of the speech, remembering quotes are not easy. I always struggle with that, and I truly appreciate you in that. Now, we all need to grow, and what are some things that we can improvise? At some points, your voice stayed in same tone. Changing your tone during important lines, example, my heart was pounding. Houses look small. My worries became smaller too. Kim Shirin, your speech showed maturity and positive thinking. You delivered your message clearly and sincerely. With better voice variety, your speech will become even more impactful and keep rising. and we all would like to rise with you. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavani. Well done. Now moving on to our next evaluator, we have Toastmaster Lakwinder, who would be evaluating our speaker to Toastmaster Laksh. Toastmaster Lakwinder.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. So, the day I grew up, what a wonderful speech from Toastmaster. Your fulgent aura did brighten the room. Your speech reminded me of my time when I left my house to start my new career in Bangalore. So I was standing right next to you the same way, the way you shown us. You were very confident during the speech, very comfortable. It felt like the stage was built for you only. You added humor in your speech as well, so everyone giggles while your speech was proceeding. You connected with your audience well. I felt, I felt if you added more emotion by using your vocal variation and facial expression, right? You might have taken the speech to the next level. It would be even better if you find a way to connect with online audience as well. But but overall, if I say you were very calm, I was wondering how I can be that much comfortable and calm during speaking in the stage. And you were very clear throughout the speech, and your speech was very well presented. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakwinder. Let's move on to our next evaluator. So for the guests who are thinking when will this end, will end by in some time. We have two more speeches and then auxiliary role players. So Toastmaster Raj, so third evaluator is for Rajender. Is it Toastmaster Jagdish? Yeah, Toastmaster Jagdish, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Yeah, what a wonderful speech by my target speaker, Toastmaster Rajender. So, with the title Communication Cocktail. The speech was well structured. She began by clearly explaining the four types of communication styles and then beautifully mixed them, blended them together to form a cocktail of communication style through an imaginary and engaging story. The way she explained different styles with real life characters involving brother with a direct communication style, father with a initiative style, son with an analytical, and aunt with a supportive style was really made the speech really very relatable and easy to understand. I particularly appreciate the effective hand gestures she used and consistent eye contact which she was using during her speech. She used the stage very confidently with the added strong presence in her delivery. Another highlight was when she sang the song during the speech, Idhar Chala, Udhar Chala. I can't sing as beautifully as she did, but that added a creativity and kept the audience fully engaged. The purpose of the speech was to reflect the communication style and their impact, and she achieved it very effectively. The message was clear and powerful. And to make this more powerful, I have some suggestion. When she described the drunk person questioning why he is not happy, why all the bad thing is happening to him, she could have slightly acted it out, maybe by changing her tone and body language, mimicking a drunk person. This small dramatic touch would have made the movement more realistic. Overall, Toastmaster Rajender delivered a very powerful and very insightful speech about understanding and dealing with different communication style. Well done, Toastmaster Rajender. Keep inspiring us. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jagdish. Well done. Let's move to our final evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Twisha, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Kuldeep.
What a fervent speech it was, from excuse to endurance. This, there was a very strong speech title which made the audience wonder what was his speech about, which I liked it a lot. There was humor and message in there was both humor and message in his speech, which I liked it about. He also used strong message in his speech, added personal story like run for your heart, mind, and for the future. A small recommendation: he could have added he could have added voice modulation to make his speech more impactful. For example, when he said, "Sometimes when we use our phones, it always says 5 more minutes." He could have said it like this: "Sometimes when we use our phone says just for more 5 more minutes." He could have said it like that. Otherwise, the way he shared his journey about running, not as a fitness enthusiast, but as a strong message why someone should run. Sometimes our phones, blankets, and bed might give some excuse, but running, at least for a few minutes, might change our lives. Another small recommendation I would like to give is his hand gestures was not clearly visible and could have added more hand gestures as it makes someone's speech more impactful. Otherwise, his speech was amazing. My key takeaway was you always have an excuse to do something, but if there is a will, there is a way. And keep running, Toastmaster Kuldeep. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tisha. Well done. Now coming to so before I give my feedback to the evaluators, let's have a poll for the best evaluator first.
It is shared in the Facebook.
Thank you. Yeah, please vote. Okay. Can we kick off? 1 minute over. Okay. All right. So I will start with the evaluators first, feedback, and then I will go to the auxiliary report. And then I will talk about the remaining role players in overall meeting. So let's start with the evaluators first. So we had 4 evaluations today, starting with Toastmaster Bhavani. I really love that, and so I will keep it generic so that and call out specific evaluators if I have anything specific for them. So all the evaluators use CRC approach, highlighting the good things they observed in each of the speeches and also improvement points. So that's a very good thing we all have done. So well done to all evaluators on that. I uh, I have few suggestions for everyone which are common. One is the objective of the speech was different for each speaker. It was not only vocal variety or body language. There were certain objectives which are mentioned in their project. So it is a good practice if we focus on the objectives, and if there is over and above anything we want to add apart from objectives, we can call that out. Giving general feedback on body language and vocal variety is helpful if it is the objective of the speech. Okay. Maybe the speaker might have prepared or focused only on the objectives. So I would recommend that if we can focus on the objectives, and that's why there is a level project mentioned, which every level project has a unique objective. So please focus on the objectives to help the speaker. Okay. Another thing I observed is Toastmaster Lakhvinder, you called out by the speaker, you by addressing the speaker alone, by like a one-on-one conversation. I observed that you did like this, and you were focused on the evaluator. So it and one of the suggestions that Toastmaster Lakhvinder gave was we should focus on the online include them as well. While if we are giving such recommendation, we should also follow that. I could see Toastmaster Lakhvinder never looked at the online audience, and that could have been considered. And using you instead, the better version could be the speaker or the name of the speaker, so that it becomes a one to many engagement rather than one-on-one conversation. Okay. Now coming to what I liked is Toastmaster Tisha mentioned key takeaway. So whenever we evaluate, if we summarize at the end what we really liked as well as what was our key takeaway from the speech, it actually helps us to uh, give our message in a short format. So it's a good practice that we can learn from Toastmaster Tisha. Now, anything else? Easy. Okay, I think we are good. So let's move on to the auxiliary role player. So thank you again to all the evaluators. Now moving to the auxiliary role player report. Toastmaster, we start with first the other way around. I will reverse it. Let's start with the listener. Toastmaster Namra, who is a listener. Let's hear from her first.
Hello, Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm back with my questions as we are running out of the time. So I'm going to ask only few questions. Let's see. Which word did Toastmaster Sangeeta use to describe someone who knows multiple languages while explaining her timer role?
Polyglot.
Polyglot.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, move ahead. How does Toastmaster Deepak understand his parents' Marwari language? Not you, Toastmaster Deepak.
One code.
Sorry?
With a code.
Yes, yes, perfect. Toastmaster Risaal showed us the book Father Tongue, Motherland. Can you name the author of this book?
Anyone.
Toastmaster Sangeeta, you know. But I want answer from anyone else. Which word did Toastmaster Risaal use to describe the speaker, evaluator, and listener? Not from you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Any guesses? Offline members, online members. Okay, no worries. It's ridicule. Toastmaster Bhavani talked about two languages. What they are?
Then, Germany.
I request the speaker who is saying, please come on the stage as I was unable to listen.
One was Germany, and I think another was English.
No, she talked about two languages. Yes, Toastmaster Rizal, please.
One is sign language and English as well.
Yes, perfect, perfect. Now it's done from my side. Back to the journal evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Namra. Well done. Let's move on to our next auxiliary role player. I believe it's the grammarian. So let's call Toastmaster Venna for the grammarian report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. I'm back to the dice with my hot report now. So let's start with the usage tally of the word of the day, fulging. So it was used by Toastmaster Shri, Toastmaster Deepak, Toastmaster Risaal, Toastmaster Lakwinder, Toastmaster Laksh, Toastmaster Bhavani, and Toastmaster Vishal. So now let's go on to the grammar gems that I have found all through the roles that we have today. First one is from Toastmaster Shri. So there were 3 powerful quotes that were included, including from your opening remarks and also your speech. So they were so good. And then over to guest Palace. You had wonderfully stringed the words saying that never too late to restart instead of never too late to begin. So that was a very good one, and welcome back to Toastmasters. And then over to Toastmaster Sangeeta. The phrases linguistic stalwarts and polyglots were great words that were set that were used to set in the atmosphere for the team board. And then brevity is an art as a great metaphorical expression. And Toastmaster Risaal used end-to-end encryption, third-party app that's denied access. Those are contextual humor phrases that were used, and other words such as enticing and nerve-wracking were good. And then Toastmaster Kuldeep nailed it with his personifying phrases all over his speech. And Toastmaster Laksh had used an idiomatic expression, legs felt heavier, which was a perfect fit. And Toastmaster Sunny with profanity, which was the right use of it. And Toastmaster Trisha with if there is a will, there is a way, which is a powerful thing. And let me go on to the slips. Toastmaster Shireen had used benevolent meetings. Benevolent is for a person and it does not describe an event, so it can be another word can be used instead. And then Toastmaster Laksh had used don't take tension about money, instead it can be told as don't stress about money or something. And then Toastmaster Rajinder had used she was a supportive personality, but she is a supportive personality could be a better fit. And mind become calmer and peaceful would have been replaced with mind becomes, should have been replaced with mind becomes. And then that's it. So it was a wonderful session for me, and thank you all those masters. It was a great session. Let's all shine fulgent and then go on with the next role. Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venhav. Now coming to our final role player who has been there throughout, giving the signs to all the speakers on their timing. So the timer. Oh, is it? No, I missed Laksh first. Oh, Laksh. Toastmaster Laksh, if you can come and give the R counter report, please.
Hello everyone once again, and now I'll be presenting my R counter report to all of you. So first I'll be mentioning all those Toastmasters and guests who did not use any filler sound, and huge kudos to them. So the following names are Toastmaster Shireen, guest Paras, guest Ayushi, Toastmaster Bhavani, and Toastmaster Venav as well. So huge kudos to all of you. Toastmaster Rajendra used it for 3 times. Toastmaster Kuldeep used it for 2 times. Toastmaster Risaal and Toastmaster Deepak, both of them used it for 3 times, but that is not an issue because they spoke for a lot of time. And Toastmaster Ajay used it more than 4 times. Toastmaster Sunny 2 times. Toastmaster Mukesh also more than 4 times. And Toastmaster Lakwinder only used it for 2 times, and Toastmaster Trisha also 2 times. And Toastmaster Namra also 2 times, and including this one, Toastmaster Laksh also used it 3 times. So I think he would be better. He would be doing better next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Laksh. Now the final auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Dr. Sangeeta for the timer report.
I'm sitting in a house. I'll just time myself as well. Okay, we are a little bit behind the time and we all jostled up because the agenda was a little bit botched up. But yes, we started on time as usual, and I think so we will also end on time. Okay, I'm not so well versed with talking on phone and there is something that's happening. Okay. Well, we started meeting on time, and even the Toastmaster of the day was on time. Everything was going on time. But when the evaluators were evaluating or calling their speakers, only Toastmaster Bhavani took 2 minutes 10 seconds, which could have been within 60 seconds. Rest all the evaluators have taken under 30 seconds. The speakers were all under the time, but Toastmaster Rajinder took 7 minutes and 41 seconds, so there's a disqualification. Then the transition of T-mod session to TT, table topics, took 6 minutes and 44 seconds, which was not in the agenda. And then all the speakers, the table topic speakers, were also on time. Only Toastmaster Mukesh was disqualified. He spoke for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. We have a grace time for 30 seconds. It's plus minus 30 seconds. And then the evaluators report. I missed stating it's 2 to 3 minutes for evaluation before I was called on stage. But now that we were all on time, I think so we did a pretty good job. The auxiliary role players were also on time, and Toastmaster Deepak took 3 minutes 26 seconds to talk about the evaluators. Now he's left with 3 more minutes, and I have spoken for 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sangeeta. So for general evaluation, there is 10 minutes. Correction, not 6 minutes. Okay, but yeah, I see your the timing. We are ending the time, so we are very near to. I will try to be quick. So let's have the evaluations first. Sorry, voting for the best auxiliary role players. I believe Toastmaster Tisha has already put that. So if we can, oh no, not put. So if you can put Toastmaster Tisha, the auxiliary role players voting in the guest group. Has she put? Yes, she has put it now. So please vote for the best auxiliary role player. Okay. All right. Let me give first auxiliary role player evaluations. Then I will evaluate the role players and the overall meeting. I will try to be as quick. I know we are running behind time, so let's bear with me for 5 more minutes. I will hope will end before that. So it's good learning for all of us. Let's start with auxiliary role player. We had Toastmaster Namra, the listener. So she asked the questions to all the audience, and she maintained a balance between online and in-person people. So well done, Toastmaster Namra, on that. Then we had Toastmaster Venav, who was the grammarian, and he actually shared the word of the day in the group ahead of the meeting. That's a good practice, and also he did introduce the word of the day with examples in at the start. He did highlight the name of the people who did use it, and as well as he called out the good word. So one recommendation is when we are trying to suggest an improvement, a good practice is not calling out the name of the person, instead just calling out the correction. Now coming to Toastmaster Lakshya, who had taken the role at the last moment. So first of all, kudos to him for doing that, and I really liked he called out all the arc counts used, the number of times as well, including him. Now, one suggestion is he was calling out certain people have used certain number of arc counts. He counted them, but he didn't mention. Maybe I missed it. Did all the speakers use the same filler, or were there different fillers by different people? And if they were same, which I doubt same, but maybe he focused on only one, I think it's a good practice to focus on multiple, if there were multiple fillers, and call which was the favorite filler for which speaker. That gives more customized feedback and helps the speaker to focus and become more aware of the filler words they are using. Okay. Now, finally, Toastmaster Sangeeta, she mentioned she had shown the timer report for all. I think it's a good practice to call out the exact. I know she was focused on timing, but I think good practice for prepared speakers, exact timing used, as well as uh, on table topics and evaluator the exact timing for remaining people who have overrun. Maybe that can be mentioned because especially for prepared speeches, if they are aware of whether they had met the timing or not, that's a good thing to know. But if we know the exact timing, if they have met what timing they have uh, taken, that way they will be more aware of their speech, so that they can improve next time. All right. Now, finally, now coming to the two role players, major role players. So starting with Toastmaster Risal. So she had a very good thing which she prepared with us. Slido, I think she was one of the most prepared role players in the meeting today. So kudos to her. She came up with a slide and she interacted and gave examples. So there were games like audience engagement by going online and asking quiz. So that's a great way to uh, increase the engagement or also increase the learning. So well done, Toastmaster Risal, on that. Now, one thing I thought that could be improved for Toastmaster Risal is if she could have mentioned, because there are some guests who were maybe not aware. She did share the agenda at the start, but as a Toastmaster of the day, what is the structure of the meeting? Maybe she had called it out. I might have missed it. And one more thing is, if we are running behind time, it's the duty of the host to actually interject and say, no, we are not. Can we quickly wrap up so that we meet the timing limit? All right. So now coming to the second role, major role player, table topic master. I really loved that the all the topics that Toastmaster Ajay had prepared were in line with the theme, and he gave equal importance to both in person and online people, and also he managed it between guest as well as started with a Toastmaster of the Year. So well done, Toastmaster Ajay, on maintaining a balanced view. Few suggestions to improve going forward is starting with the why it is important, why table topics is important, how does it help for the benefit of the guest. Always start with the why. Second is when the people were not willing to volunteer, either use a motivational phrase to motivate them rather than just leaving out a silence. Who will like to volunteer and not like very awkward silence that in a good practice as a host is to use some encouraging words which might motivate people to come out of their comfort zone. Also, another technique that I prefer is uh, calling out a name from people who have not taken up role apart from guest. Okay. And another thing I think is after immediately, maybe this is too much, but like final recommendation for Master Ajay, whenever a speech ends, mention the key takeaway from the speech, what the speaker told and how it actually encourages the speaker that someone, at least the host of the session, listened to me. Okay. So, and it is good practice to summarize in couple of sentences or one line at least on what was your key takeaway from the speech, how you could relate to it. All right. Now coming to overall meeting, I think we started on time. We are running 5-10 minutes behind. Hopefully, we can improve it going forward. And from essay, everything was perfect. She call out the four values. I don't know how it is related to putting a hand on heart, but yeah, I can connect it because it may be she was trying to create emotion in people's mind. But all right, ready? I think calling out 4 values is a good reminder, and also calling out the mission is also a good reminder for setting the tone of the meeting. So well done, Toastmaster Shireen, for setting the tone from the start. Now moving on to the presiding officer, he did ask us to come and take a challenge at this start on, and also try to motivate on international speech contest by an activity. She did introduce the guest, but I could see she was in time limit. But I would suggest, instead of having 5 volunteers, she could have asked for only 2 volunteers in the interest of time. So that would have made the session quicker. Okay. And anything else? Yeah, I could see for the online people, the stage was empty certain times. Like some speakers were out of scope. So if we can maybe mark some area which is the for people to be in that area, so that people online can view them, because they were out of the focus for some of the speakers. We could not see even they were, especially the guests who are maybe not familiar with the hybrid meetings. So it's a good reminder to ask the people to be on the stage within the camera angle, so that online people don't feel left out. Okay, I think overall good meeting. I took more than 5 minutes than I promised, but I think I wanted to share all this learning. So thank you so much for being patient, and I will pass on now to the presiding officer. Thank you, and back to you.
Okay, please vote for the big three role players. We have it is already there in the group. Let's vote, and I will time for 30 seconds. All have voted, right? So we can start. Let's not, okay, I would also be getting the results. I would just request Toastmaster Deepak to help with the agenda as well, because again, for GE, General Evaluator role, we just have 5 minutes dedicated. And definitely we do not want just 5 minutes dedicated to General Evaluator. So please help with the agenda as well. So the VP ends and the associate VP ends can just ask help from Toastmaster Deepak, because he is an amazing person to help with the agenda. And I think so. I have not got the results yet. Okay. Yes, now I have all the results. Guess who is the best speaker? No one would be
I
guessing.
guess Toastmaster Laksh.
Toastmaster Laksh.
Okay, yes, it is Toastmaster Laksh who helped us to laugh a lot and make it so relatable. Congratulations. Congratulations for making it so amazing and so relatable. Now for the best table topic speakers. Can you guess who is it? Yes, a past Toastmaster. Please. Congratulations. For best evaluator, it's Toastmaster Bhavani. I hope you're coming soon.
Yes, Sangeeta. From March, I'll be coming in person.
Sure, because a lot of certificates are there. Okay, now best role player. A fulgent leader? It's Toastmaster Venner. Congratulations. Now for the best Big Three role player. I think so. Okay, guess it.
Risaal.
Because we have learned so much, and thank you, Toastmaster Risaal. Is she here? Okay, yeah. So we are waiting for you to come here and collect your certificate. Yes, you can. Congratulations, Toastmaster Risaal. And with that, we'll just have a group photo as well, and then we can adjourn the meeting today. And thank you all for bearing. And I think so we are 5 minutes late. Okay, we can just have a group photo. Half can stand here, half can stand here. Toastmaster Deepak, you are taking the picture, right? We are here. The Toastmaster Deepak would handle that. Okay, we would be. I think so. You would not be visible. Just come.
Yeah, please say cheese, and if
Cheese.
possible, use a emoticon as well, if possible. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
With
you,
this, I
everyone.
adjourn the meeting. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.